steel chains rattle in the black of night. Blood on the ground, no wrong, no right. The crowd screams louder, the air unites. One step closer to the edge we crawl. Feel the weight of the fight, the rise, the fall. World Wrestling Affliction. Fist pounding conviction. Hearts collide like friction. World Wrestling Affliction. World Wrestling Affliction.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of World Wrestling Affliction. We are kicking it off with an amazing showing. Now, for those of you that did not see the Road to Destiny PLE, we had a bit of a interesting finish to the Road to Destiny match, where Trav, who we thought was still on the injured list, was medically cleared and immediately emergency flown into the arena to enter the Road to Destiny match and eliminated his own faction member to be crowned the challenger for Castro's World Championship in the main event of Wrestle Empire. So that is definitely an interesting showing that we have there for you. But for now, we have the Road to the Legacy PLE, where we have to crown, we have to determine who will be entering into the Elimination Chamber match, both for the men's Intercontinental title and the women's world title. So over the next couple of days, we will be having qualifying matches, and the winners of those will be qualifying for those title matches in the chamber. Now, I should mention, for the men's Intercontinental chamber match, Andre Salas will get his rematch clause, so he is immediately entered into that match. For those of you that didn't see Road to Destiny, Jeremiah Stone, the man who got betrayed by Parabellum, made the fall guy for their failure at War Games. He came back as a face, beat Andre Salas, and took one of the last two titles that Parabellum had a grasp on away from them. So Andre Salas immediately gets his rematch clause and is immediately put into that match. And then for the women's side of things, our general manager was so impressed by Emma Quinn and Whitney Ranger in that three-way dance for the women's world title, they are immediately getting an entrant into the chamber match. So we need to crown four. I keep saying crown. We need to determine 4 entrants for the men's title, for the men's chamber, and then 3 women for the women's chamber. So we've got that going on for us over the next couple of weeks. Here we're kicking off with our first entrant. It is Chase Samuels of the Church of Anarchy taking on the Falcon of Bushido. And these two out wrestling each other. Well, I should say Chase Samuels out wrestling the Falcon for the most part. Just countering every opportunity he throws at him. And Chase Samuels just twisting that leg of Falcon there. He's just dominating, well, was dominating this match. Falcon's back on the offensive now. Big running slam from the Falcon, goes for the cover. Could this be it? Only a 1 count. Definitely not enough to hold them down for the 3 count there. Big kick to the face. over the ropes, lands immediately on him. Chase Samuels throwing Falcon back to that collar and elbow tie-up. Locking in the headlock now. And these two fighting it out for this opportunity at the Men's Intercontinental Championship in that chamber. Now Chase Samuels getting fired up. Clothesline after clothesline. Trips him up with the leg. Crowd's definitely behind his side now. Big moonsault off the top rope. Goes to the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2. And a kick out at 2. Big cutter from Chase Samuels there. Off the top rope. Goes to the cover again. Could this be it? 1, 2. And a kick out at 2 again. Chase Samuels fighting back now. Falcon in the corner. Now I am getting word, ladies and gentlemen, our main event for the evening will be Casho Lazara, our world champion, taking on Matoto Lee of Parabellum. In what will be an interesting main event. And a big slam from the Falcon. Goes to the cover. Could this be it? 1? Only a 1 count. Definitely not enough to keep Chase Samuels down. Big power bomb there from Falcon. The strength it takes to pick up the bigger man in Chase Samuels there. And then a big slam again. Goes to the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Definitely not enough. Now Chase Samuels with the count. He's back on the offensive now. Big punch. Big scoop slam. And Falcon rolls out of the ring to try to get away. But Chase Samuels on the attack. Big springboard. Moonsault off that second rope. Big cutter to the outside. Now a reminder, folks, if this match ends in a double countout, both of these men will be disqualified for having an opportunity at this match, and we would have to set up another match to give 2 other people an opportunity. So they don't want this match to end in a double countout. Though it is a smart strategy to possibly go for a countout victory. You can beat your opponent down enough to get in the ring before they can. And that's what Chase Samuels is trying to do right now. We've got the 8 count. The ref telling Falcon to get up and back in the ring. We're at a 9 count. 10, and that's it. Chase Samuels, with the count-out victory, moves on into the chamber match at Legacy, where unfortunately he won't be able to win by count-out because there are no count-outs in an elimination chamber. So while it was a smart strategy to get Falcon beaten in this qualifying match, it's not a strategy you can implement in the title match itself. Even if it was, championship advantage would count and not allow you to do that. But either way, congratulations to Chase Samuels, earning the first spot in the chamber, going up against Jeremiah Stone and Andre Salas. We still have to determine who the last 3 entrants in that chamber match was, but we've still got a couple of weeks to go and more matches tonight. There you have. This was a very back and forth match between the Falcon and Chase Samuels, but it was right here with that cutter to the outside that it became Chase Samuels' just dominant victory, beating Falcon around the arena so that he couldn't make it for the 10 count. Chase Samuels getting the cheap victory, but a victory nonetheless. And congratulations to Chase Samuels on earning your opportunity in that chamber. For now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to our next match of the evening. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen,
the following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from New York.
it is a women's entrant match for the women's chamber. Who will go in out of this match to go up against Whitney Ranger, Emma Quinn, and Kitty Hagan, the champion, in the women's chamber for the Women's World Championship? It is Amber Valentine of Bushido entering this match. Who will be her opponent? That is the real question. Now, Amber Valentine hasn't had the most luck here in this company so far. Only having 2 title shots, I believe, in the whole time she's been in the company, and those were women's tag titles. So, she hasn't had the best of luck. Will her luck change around here tonight? And her opponent is Cameron Newton of the Rebel Club. Now, Cameron Newton, hasn't had the best luck. She's had a couple of shots at the Women's Intercontinental Championship, never the World Championship. But this is her opportunity to break away from the tag team stigma that she's got, that she's only good when she's in a tag team with Taryn Sky, who has held Women's Intercontinental Gold in the company. Now, the Rebel Club not having the most luck in the tag team division, though they are fierce competitors, they just haven't been able to grasp those tag titles. But maybe this is her opportunity to grasp Women's World Title Gold. But to do that, she first has to get through the hurdle of Amber Valentine. And you see the size difference. The gigantic Cameron Newton just standing tall over the entire women's division. But that could be her detriment too, though she is targeting the legs immediately of Amber Valentine. Now, Cameron Newton very much the veteran of these two, though that being said, Amber Valentine is no is no chump and is definitely not a newcomer to the business, having wrestled multiple years under her belt. And she's using that just gigantic strength advantage over her. Big discus punch to the face. Big splash off the top rope. Goes to the cover now. Could this be it? 1, 2. Only a kick out at 2. Newton with the big lariat. The Valentine using her smarts to get out of the ring immediately. Not giving Newton the opportunity to benefit from that lariat. And Valentine just beating down on Cameron Newton now. This has very much been her match from the start. Just throwing the massive Cameron Newton around. Just beating her down. Valentine really wants this world title shot, and she's showing it here tonight. Big power slam. Now, here we go. Newton and Valentine back and forth with these punches, beating each other down. Valentine missed that punch there. Newton froze Valentine on the outside of the ring. Now, we saw in the last match that going for a count-out victory is definitely a smart strategy here in this match. Does not look like it's one that Cameron Newton wants, though. That being said, she is on the outside. She is fighting Valentine. But Valentine is definitely one who would go for a count-out victory. She is very much one for cheap tricks. And the flurry of punches to the face. And here you see Valentine just handling Cameron Newton and throwing her across the arena like it's nothing. And we're going to see another count-out victory here. No, Newton gets to her feet on the 8 count, back in the ring. And we are kicking it off once again inside the ring. Valentine still very much on the offensive. Knees to the midsection there. Goes for a cover, rope break. Big love bomb from Emma Valentine. Goes to cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. That is not enough. Valentine is throwing a hissy fit. She is not happy that did not count as a victory. Love bites. Goes to the cover. 1, 2, 3, and Valentine moves on into the chamber match. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing match we just had for you guys here in this match. Amber Valentine just dominated Cameron Newton throughout this entire match and has earned herself an opportunity to enter into the Women's World Title Chamber, where she will join the World Champion Kitty Hagan along with Emma Quinn and Whitney Ranger, as well as 2 other women that we still have to qualify for later on in the week. But congratulations to Amber Valentine, just a dominant force here. Showing exactly what she's made of. Sending a message to the rest of the women in that chamber match that she's not going to be one to mess with. And then you see the love bites. That was enough to put Newton down for the 3. And congratulations to Amber Valentine of Bushido. She is walking into that chamber match as the 4th entrant. Who will be the last 2? We'll find out in the coming weeks. But for now, we have our main event of the evening. And let's go. And here we are with our main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. The big man himself. The undisputed world champion. He's holding the former world championship that Luther Ramon held, as well as his custom-made world championship. And Castro Lazara, definitely proud of himself for coming out of what was a very brutal ladder match at Road to Destiny. Coming out as champion, definitely proving that, you know, he belongs as champion. Though one thing is still standing in the minds of the fans is Castro hasn't beaten Trav yet. Like, yes, he's proven that he can be a champion. He beat Luther Ramon, though questions are, well, was Luther Ramon even championship worthy in the first place? Or was it a fluke that Luther Ramon won that gauntlet match in the first place? So, the fact that Castro and Trav are facing off in the main event of Wrestle Empire is definitely the final story in this... the final chapter in this long-told story of Castro versus Trav that has spurned from way before World Wrestling Affliction even started. And then it spread into World Wrestling Affliction. As soon as Trav entered, Castro immediately was trying to thwart whatever plans he had. And this entire season has been Castro versus Trav, Castro versus Parabellum. And it's coming down to one last match at Wrestle Empire to crown a definitive world champion to end Season 1, to end their rivalry, to finally put the nail in the coffin. But for now, he has to get through Matoda Lee of Parabellum. And we're off. Castro misses the drop kick. Matoda Lee immediately takes advantage of that. Now we see some chain wrestling coming out of these two. Matoda Lee just choking Castro with his thighs there. Castro fighting it out. Matoda Lee holding the submission hold in. Just choking Castro Lazara. And now targeting the head again of Castro. Castro back to his feet. But Matoto counters immediately. Just throwing Castro across the ring. And now the Colorado elbow tie up. The ref breaking it up, but the shove from Matoto. Castro rolls out of it, kicks to the face. Double leg drop to the midsection. Misses the kick. Matoto capitalizes. We're back into a collar and elbow tie-up. Now this is a very, very back and forth battle. These two very evenly matched. Big kick to the face there. Big clothesline from Matoto Lee. Now Matoto throwing Castro across the arena now. Just using his size advantage and strength advantage over Castro. Just throwing him across the ring. Taunting Castro. Big lariat there from Matoto Lee. Castro's back in the ring. Throws Matoto in the corner. Elbow from Matoto. Big Samoan drop there. Goes to the cover. 1, 2, kick out at 2. Big splash. Oh, knee to the back. Now Castro getting fired up. Oh, here we go. Big moonsault. Misses the punch. Matoto capitalizes. And just throws the world champion face first into the ground. Big splash. Missed from Matoto. Oh, here we go. Castro going to the top rope. Spiral tap. Goes to the cover now. Could this be it? 1, 2. Kick out at 2. And that almost held Matoto down for 3, but definitely not enough. Castro really getting fired up now. The crowd very much behind him. Oh, big handspring. Elbows into the corner. Throws him in. Oh, 619 out of the corner. And then he's back to keeping dominance over Matoto Lee. Kicking him down. Kicking him while he's down. Leg drop to the back of the head. Castro's definitely getting fired up now. He's going to the outside. He saw Matoto rolling out. He's following him. Punches to the face, keeping him down. Back into the ring again. Taunting Matoto Lee. Big springboard dive to the outside. That wasn't a springboard. I don't know why I said springboard. Dive through the second ropes is what I was trying to say. But Castro is fired up now. He's just staying on the offensive. Keeping Matoto down. Never mind, as I say that, Matoto Lee gets him into the fireman, dropping him on his face. Now Matoto Lee to the top rope now. Big splash off the top rope. And Matoto staying on the offensive now. Throwing Castro into the barricade. Big drop kick to the back. Here we go. He's charging it up now. Oh no, not a vertebrae to the outside. Oh my god. That modified vertebrae of Matoto Lee's is dangerous. And the fact our general manager lets him do it is just unbelievable to me. And I think Castro Lazaro is done for here. Here we go for cover 1, 2, kick out. Castro is still in this. Barely. But he's still fighting back. And here we go. Big Phoenix splash off the top rope. Goes to the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2, 3. Castro has done it. He has beaten Matoto Lee. Wait, that's Trav. What the hell is Trav doing out here? He just blindsided our champion from behind. He's looking at the world title, calling Castro to get up, and attacks him with the title. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week for World Wrestling Affliction.